61. And that triggered something very interesting, dormant on my mind. For many years, I wanted to study Mandarin. After reading Dr. John's book, I decided to learn this fascinating language. It was so challenging. After 3 weeks, I could only manage ni hao, which means hello. One day when I went home, my mother-in-law was at the door. So I tried it out. I excitedly greeted her, ni hao. She was momentarily stunned, but quickly replied, my knee is fine. Why ask how?
Good afternoon. This is Malur from Hearts&Minds Development Center. Welcome to our Being Whole, Being Me series, episode 47. And we already have our regulars. Hi, Alice. Thanks for joining us. Get ready to smile. And Gerald, yes, he says, good afternoon, Malur and Stephen. Looking forward to this. As we often hear, laughter is the best medicine. Interesting. So, Gerald, you're going to meet Stephen, and Stephen will actually be in competition with you about staying young. So, before, let's just bring on Stephen, who is going to talk to us about, laughter is living. Bring Stephen up. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so nervous. Overnight, I lost my hair because of nervousness. Oh my. I hope you're kind to me, please.
This is one of my interviews where I feel I'll never be ready for what you're going to throw at me, Stephen. So, Stephen is not just, he lives around here near my place where I live, Klanajaya, and, we are neighbors. And what I've realized about Stephen is that whenever he is present, we're smiling and then we are laughing, but we're not sure why we laughed. But we always know when he's around, we are lighthearted and we are happy. So Stephen, tell us, beyond all the wonderful things that we see you doing via Toastmasters and your speaking and humor, who are you really? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a Malaysian Indian, although my name sounds like Mexican, Fernando. I'm local.
Is it a Malayali name?
Oh, yes, Malayali name. You see, it shows. Oh, yes, clever you are. Yes, my parents were from Kerala.
Okay.
And they came here in the year 1900 to an estate in Taiping, and they worked there. And so I was born and brought up in Taiping. I studied in St. George's, and in 1964, after I finished my Form 5 with a grade 3, that time grade 3 was fantastic. I got a job in the post office in Kuala Lumpur. So I came to Kuala Lumpur, and since then I've been in Kuala Lumpur. But after 11 years, I left my job in the post office and went into training as a coordinator, then as a training. And then also I ventured whilst in training to sustain myself into insurance, where I did insurance for companies because that involves talking. And over the years, I've been doing training alone and also with a couple of guys. My last main project before the pandemic was for about 3 years. We had a project with Maybank where we did courses on pitching, how to pitch sales, and also Dana Jamin and Sandabi. Then when the MCO came, I did my pitching in the house with my wife, but she didn't give me she did not pay me, no. So here I am today. And then in between as a hobby, I joined Toastmasters in year 2000. Found it very beneficial. For those of you who are interested in training or public speaking, I would ask you to participate in the Toastmasters. Very good forum. And I was fortunate, they have regional contests. So I was fortunate in 2004, I represented a few countries here, and I went to Reno, Nevada, and I got second place in the regional. And in 2010, again, I went, this time to Desert Springs in California, represent a few, but I was not placed. When I came back, my wife asked me, what was your placing? I said they couldn't find a place for me. So that's me here today. Yes.
How does your wife deal with you, La? Stephen, I have to interview her. How does it feel to be married to Stephen? Anyway, thank you so much. Have you always been this way?
Over the years, because I found today, since I'm talking on humor, I'd like to share something very personal. Ladies and gentlemen, humor and jokes and smiles and compliments are very easy way to make friends. Very easy. So anywhere you go, you just smile at people, pay a compliment. I always pay compliments. For example, I imagine if one night a robber comes to me and say, "Give me all your money," and then I will compliment him. I say, "Wow, you got a good voice, and your speech is so structured. You have an opening, a body, and a close, and you haven't got a visual aid in the form of a knife. Beautiful. Are you a Toastmaster or a speakers group member?" But it helps. Humor helps.
Yeah. So humor helps. I mean, you smile, saying hello. You are friendly, and I find you always complimenting people, right? But do you remember when you started being this person, recognizing these are important?
I would say around in the early 80s, yes, because I found I was not mixing around much. And then I attended a few courses. At that time, it was very common to have speakers from overseas coming and giving tea talks for $30 or 30 ringgit or 50 ringgit. And they would talk on various topics like Dennis Whitley, Brian Tracy, all this. Later, Bob Proctor, pick up a few words here and there. And then they found out, and I realized that speaking, smiling, compliments, these are all part of communication and human relations. And so now, in part, one of the trainings I do for colleges and universities and some companies is I have a program called hrpr.com, Human Relations, Public Relations, communication. Public relations is how we promote ourselves. So these are all part of that. It helps us actually to develop relationships. People like happy people. People like smiles. In this world of stress and strife, nothing like meeting a guy who's a bit not normal here, and then he laughs, he tells jokes, he laughs at himself. Everyone likes it.
Is that your secret to being so young?
Young, I don't know. I am now, this year I'll be 76. Whether young or old, it depends, It all depends.
Okay,
how you look at it.
Exactly. So how were you before you were 19, before you realized interpersonal relationships are important, and relationships really makes and breaks you sometimes as a person, right? And I mean, I'm a very strong believer in relationship because especially during my rough times, I think it is a relationship that actually cushioned me and pushed me up, in fact, back to where I could, and sometimes even higher, right? So, but you did say that before you were 19, so there was a sort of a transition. So who was Stephen before he knew all of this? So if you say 19 and below, what sort of a personality did you show up as?
Oh, when I started working in 1965, I come from a small town, came to Kuala Lumpur. I was so overwhelmed by the Kuala Lumpur scenery. And I worked in the General Post Office in Kuala Lumpur. For those of you who know, it's in Jalan Raja opposite Selangor Club. Such a huge building. And I was an introvert because everybody seemed like bigger than me. And at that time in 1963, 64, we had a few white men because Malaysia had just got independence as bosses. So we used to be very intimidated. So from then I became an introvert, never mixing around. But as I moved on, and then suddenly in 1984, I chanced upon a gentleman from the University of Malaya. He was a lecturer there. And we used to go walking and jogging together. And he said, "You do not mix around very well. Why?" I said, "I'm shy and I do not know and I feel inferior and I've got no academic qualification." So he said, "You do three things." He said, "Number one, anyone you see, you smile. Some might think you're weird, but many will respond. Number two, find some reason to pay a compliment to a person. It could be humorous or serious. People love compliments. And he said, number three, reach out to people, whoever they are, just start a conversation. And in Malaysia, I found out, and this is sharing, very easy to start a conversation or make friends. You meet somebody, straight away you ask, where is your hometown? And then they'll tell you, oh, my hometown is Kluang. And then you ask them, wow, Kluang is good, famous for their coffee and the station coffee, whatever. They will tell you so much about Kluang. And then we say, yeah. They'll be so happy to tell you about the place. And then we just listen. And then we pay compliments. But the compliments must be genuine. For example, if one of you meets me on the roadside, don't say pay a compliment and say, oh, I like your hairstyle. No.
But I might like your hairstyle.
No, but seriously, these three things help me by reaching out. Genuine compliment. Oh, you have a beautiful tie today. Very nice. Yeah. And where's your hometown? Oh, Parit Bunta. Yeah, I heard about it. It's very nice. A small town, and they will tell you about it. So engaging, and people like to talk about themselves.
Nice.
So we are good listeners.
Nice. All right. So we know we need to smile, we need to compliment, we need to look for the right things. I think we need to pay attention to be able to give a genuine compliment. I think the whole idea.
But I must interrupt. The smiling must be genuine, must rehearse every morning. We do not want a politician smile. Let's say we are walking and a car knocks us down and then we still smile. You knocked me down?
Okay. Now, I mean, you would have met people from all walks of life with your sort of experience, right? Now, do you, like in your experience, how do you see people's sense of joy, happiness, and humor shifting over the years?
I would say over the last few years, people have become, maybe it's only in the cities. I've noticed it in Singapore and, of course, in Kuala Lumpur. People become very stressed. Not so much because of the job. It could be because of the working hours. It could be because of the transport. It could be because of the rushing. And then once in a way, you go back to a small town like Batu Gajah or Taiping or even Parit Bunta. I was there some time ago. People are so casual. They're cycling about. Everyone is relaxed. So maybe what we can learn from here is if we are from the city, we should once in a way venture. We needn't go overseas. If we can go, it's good. Just venture to the nearest small town that we have. I remember I met a friend from Singapore who says whenever he's stressed, he goes to a small town in Johor called Mersing. And he just stays there for about 2 days, enjoys the seafood, and he's so relaxed. So we have to de-stress. Of course, walking, exercise, meeting people, casual chat, making fun, laughing is beautiful.
So what I'm hearing you say is that basically we need to be relaxed.
Yes.
We need to figure out what actually helps us relax. And what you're also saying is that people who are stressed, because they find it difficult to relax, they may not smile.
Yes.
And people who are stressed are the ones who need it most, right? Because
Yes.
either the smile, humor, and laughter relaxes you, or when you are relaxed and calm, you are able to enjoy the smaller things in life, right?
Yes.
Whereas when you're stressed, you're overwhelmed because you're just focused on all the things that might be going wrong, not happening, not going the way you want it, right? But have you seen the level of stress among people, right, heighten and take away the simple joys in life? Or do you think it's been the same? I mean, I'm asking you this because you've lived forever,
Oh, you mean high levels of stress among people?
I'm saying you would have met people from all walks of your life throughout your life, because you've been in training for a bit, right? You'd have met people. I mean, you meet people all the time. You talk to anybody who's on the way, right? So have you found any shifts in the level of either relaxation or calmness or actually joy? Because I don't find many people smiling.
But I
right?
guess now there's an awareness for the importance of exercise and intermingling. Because I go for walks in the mornings and evenings, and I find more and more people have taken up to walking. And when they walk in they can't avoid meeting people. They make friends, and that is very relaxing. The only thing is they have to sustain and maintain it. It's a very good habit. Not turning to a pub or a drinks or going to a psychiatrist. No, very basic thing. If you are stressed, of course, I'm not an expert, but from my experience over these years and seeing people, if a person comes and tell me I'm so stressed, overwhelmed with works and targets and this, I'll say, well, why don't you just go for a walk in the morning and whoever you see, you just wish them. Don't worry whether they respond or not. And then give a smile and come back after about 1 hour with a good sweat, have a good breakfast. And in the evening, if you are free, go for another short walk. So it actually helps a lot. We don't have to buy a bicycle or go for golf or tennis. Just a pair of walking shoes and then walk.
Nice, nice.
But
So,
always remember when you go for long walks, don't forget your home address. Sometimes you get so involved, you might forget where you stay, and then you go to the wrong house. Naughty men.
okay. Has that ever happened to you, Stephen?
Oh, no, 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 no. My wife will kill me.
I know
Oh,
Charlie is watching this.
yeah. I can claim old age, but you say you don't be a dirty old man. You know where the house is. Otherwise, you call me. I will come.
Okay, and I suppose you help your wife to keep young as well, because she looks very good when I meet her in the park.
No, no, no. But she's fed up of my jokes. If I start a joke, she'll say, "Okay, ha ha ha," before I can even finish it.
Okay, I mean, we won't get into this husband-wife relationship thing, but I have something that's running in my mind, and if it's okay for you to share. So if you think about maybe, I mean, life, we have ups and downs. So if you think about one event in your life that brought you to your lowest point that you can share, it means things were really, really difficult and bad, right? Um, because sometimes when we look at you, and when you say such positive things, I think the common feedback or criticism, quiet criticism sometimes, yeah lah, Stephen can talk because everything rosy for him one, you see him happy-go-lucky, can go for a walk, talk to all the beautiful women along the road, all the women want to take photo with him, right? So that's what I see on Facebook, right? So sometimes everything looks rosy on the outside, right? But I'm sure in your life, in your life, you would have gone through an event that, like, you feel like, right? And so if you could share with us, if it's okay, what is that event that you can share that was like you felt really rock bottom, and how you picked yourself up?
Yes, in 2011, I have a son and a daughter. And in 2011, my son had just started working in the bank. He used to work late hours, so he was most of the time away from the house. And then my daughter had just started on her studies, and she was based in Johor Bahru, which is, as you know, about 3.5 hours away. So I was alone with my wife. And in 2011, July, my wife was diagnosed with cancer of the breast. Third stage, bordering on fourth. Oh, it was such a terrible time. And she went through a lot of pain and suffering and sadness, and I with her. But I realized one thing, that when I go out of the house, people are not interested in my sadness and sorrow and what I'm going through. They want me to be as what they know me to be. So I decided that then, whenever I'm away from the home, I'll be my normal self. So many people didn't know what I was going through until word got around that my wife was having this and having that. They said, "Wow, why you never told us?" I said, "If I told you, what would happen?" Because I think what I like to share with you nice people is that I read in a small book that was given to me by a Buddhist monk once. And in the book, it says, when you are sad, friends disappear. Each one has their own challenges. So keep sorrows to yourself unless you want to share it with somebody who can give you some positive vibes or encouragement or motivate you. Otherwise, don't share it. It's waste of time. Instead, keep it yourself and be your normal person that you are. And I practiced it and I found it very, very beneficial. And over a period of time, it gave me encouragement, motivation, and self development to move on and face the challenges I had to together with my wife. So I think the message here is that when we are going through low times, people also have their own low times. They might not tell us. It's just like I come and tell somebody about all my sorrows, and then the person after listening say, "Oh, yours not so bad. You must listen to mine." And then he will try and tell you a sadder story. So there's like a contest to see who has a more sadder story to tell. So we don't want that. Jadi apa-apa jadi pun kita mesti gembira, ketawa, ya, senyum, ya, say nice things lah. Oh, sorry, I spoke them Malay.
You're Malaysian, so that's allowed. So this is interesting, right, Stephen? So are you saying that because you chose to be your normal self on the outside, so there are two parts of you in life. There are things that go wrong, and those are the spaces that we are feeling sad. But we often forget there are a lot of things that's going right out of maybe this space, right? So you had, seeing your loved one suffer was one thing, and you were alone because the kids were busy with their career. And so there was a major transition because, you're with your wife and the two kids are not able to share that. So so you lose your space at home to share to share the sorrow, right? Or the pain or whatever you're experiencing, right? Now, at the same time, what you're saying is that when you went out, you decided that you will not share what you were experiencing. And you showed up the way people expected the Stephen experience, which is
that's right.
The joy. Now, I'm just curious to know. So there are two things I want to ask you. But first one is, did you find yourself when you made the decision to be yourself outside, right? Did that sort of lift you up so that you had more energy when you came home and you had to deal with the difficult moments at home? Did that work?
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. Because when you go out, you're in a different world. And then you tend to put it in the pocket and you live a normal life and people treat you normally. And throughout the day, you forget what you have and your strife and your suffering and your personal challenges. But then it doesn't mean that we are putting aside or not giving due respect to whoever is going through the suffering. It's just that we want to ensure that we maintain our stance with people so that they still like being with us. Believe me, if either one of us or some of us have got some personal problem, whether it's financial, health, or family, we go and share it with people. After some time, they will avoid us. They say, oh, this guy is coming. My God, he's going to start his story about the wife and the problem with the family. No. We just be ourselves. People like us for who we are and what we can share, and they do not like us for all the baggage that we bring along. So we have to at all times strive to be ourselves. Not easy, believe me. I've gone through quite a few difficult times when my mother was very sick and passed away. I had a sister who was very sick, passed away. I had a sister who is a nun, a Roman Catholic nun, and she suffered so much, eventually passed away. I had a brother who was a church monk, and he passed away. I come from a family where a few are church active members. And so I don't worry because on Judgment Day, they will speak on my behalf.
What a happy thought. So Stephen, I like that you're able to do that. I like the fact that you're able to keep to yourself. But, we are at a space where people are feeling alone with their issues. And, and what is highly recommended is support, to ask for support. So that's one of those things that we are all advocating for, to support each other, to show up how you really feel, right? And if I'm sad, I'm sad. Why can't I show up being sad? So while I understand perfectly what you're saying, and I think it's amazing that you're able to differentiate, because I think what I'm learning from you is it's not that whatever you're sad about does not exist, but you leave it there and you stay present to where you are going and you live with that feeling. And that feeling will energize you. And you then, when you come home, you're able to deal with it. You have more energy, basically, because emotions
Yes,
are
yes.
energy, right? Yeah. But while you say that, I'm just wondering for people who are listening, because not many people can do what you're doing.
Oh yes, some years ago I was doing a youth leadership program for this youth of Sai Baba group. It was organized by the Toastmasters group of Sai Baba, and I met an elderly gentleman, an accountant, and he was sharing with me how, for some time, his wife was having a stroke, and he was so downtrodden, and he felt so sad, and he found over a period of about 2 years, all his friends had abandoned him. Then he started to analyze himself, he meditated, and he asked his closest friends why. And they said, well, it's because every time these people see you, you look so sad, you don't want to laugh, you don't want to share. And when we are eating or having a coffee, you are no more like energetic, like the person you are before. And when they leave, they feel their energy has been sapped by you and your behavior. So he told me that then from then on, and that's where I took a cue, he said, I decided to keep the sorrows or challenges I face to myself, only to share it with somebody who would want to know and who can, together with me, grow.
Nice.
People
Nice.
don't want to know that.
Nice, nice, very nice. I think you've brought in a context for us that keep your sorrows to yourself, but it's okay if you can share it with someone who is a willing partner, willing
Yes, yes, yes.
supporter, who's willing to walk with you in your difficult
That's
journey.
right.
And so
That's
what
right.
you're saying is that look out, share with people who are willing, who also, who are willing to walk with you. Don't simply go
Yes,
and share with the whole world, because
yes,
then
yes,
you people avoid you, because you you
yes.
you say the same old pessimistic, negative, sad tape over and over
That's
again.
right.
And that, so I think that context is very, very useful. Thank you, Stephen. Gerald is saying, Gerald, you must have coffee with Stephen. It's we can ask him to come to Infinity.
Oh, Gerald Fernandez, is it?
Yeah lah, the Malayali friend of yours lah.
Oh, maybe if we talk, we'll find out that we are really related.
Oh my gosh.
In
I am
Malayalam, we say, "ഞങ്ങളുടെ ആളാണ്." Oh,
okay, I'll let you all figure out Malayalam between the both
but
of you. But yeah,
uh,
he says, I truly believe laughing cures almost every disease. Happiness brings a feeling of relaxation in the mind of the human body and sends messages of peace to the human soul. Stephen, just listening to you makes me laugh and happy. I think, Stephen, you're used to this, right? Just listening to you makes him. And Sarjit had I didn't realize Sarjit is your friend. Sarjit saying Stephen is a true champion of humor through and through, an authentic being indeed, a blessing to know him and have him as a friend. So Stephen, when you're going through this and people find you, let's say I know you and I know you're experiencing a major event in your life, and on the outside I see you happy. Have you ever had people who have come and criticized you for being happy in a difficult situation, as if you don't care? Have you ever had that?
but we don't mind. We don't mind. I share with you something. I got married, and I must tell you this. I got married at the age of 40 because until I got I was taking care of my widowed mother. So I was the youngest boy in the family. Of course, my mother kept saying, "You better go to get married. You're losing your hair, and you also are looking weird. You won't find a girl and get married. Go, 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 go." But I was with her until I was age 40. When I was about 38, she told me, "For goodness sake, go and get married." And then, anyway, I got married. When my mother passed away at the age of 83, I was among in the family. We come from a family of 13. I was the one most joyous, going around speaking with people and making friends. And I was not at all affected by the death of my mother because she lived a proper life. She did not suffer before dying. And for me, I felt that as long as she was alive, I was nice to her. So some people criticize me. My cousin said, "What are you, a clown? Mother died and you're just happy like that. That's not good." I said, "No, it's good. When she was alive, I was so nice to her." Then I asked my cousin, "Did you ever come and visit her?" "No, you only come for the funeral. What for?" So the important thing is that we are genuinely good with people when they are alive. That's why, funerals are all sometimes very hypocritical. "Why did you go? You shouldn't have left me. Oh my God, oh my." But when the person is alive, they don't know. I always like to tell the joke of my walking friend. This is true. When his wife died, they used to quarrel all the time. When his wife died, he almost wanted to jump into the grave and he said, "I miss you. You're gone. I should have gone. Why did God take you first?" 3 weeks later, he was sitting in the coffee shop with a young girl. Men, I don't trust them. That's why I don't get involved with them.
Okay, so thank you. So people will criticize you, and what you're basically saying is that if you live your best life and you treat people well, why worry about what people say about you? Because you know how you are actually showing up.
Yeah.
Now, what are the challenges? So when you meet people who I'm sure you've met people who can't smile, who can't laugh, who are all serious about life, right? Yeah. Okay, now I have to read this. Another Malayali has come. Regina Morris says. Looks like only
Oh my
Malayali.
God, can we form a Malayali association here?
Can. I'll be the only non-Malayali in the Malayali association. Stephen,
First thing we do, we will register a trade union.
Then she just said this, right? Unfortunately, Reggie Joe is not here. Stephen, you, me, Gerald, and Joe. Joe is another Malayali friend of ours who usually shows up. Can get together and form a Malayali club, and of course, we will initiate Malar into the club too. Thank you so much, Reggie. I'm glad you included me. Regina says, "I like Stephen. He's so genuine. He's in my neighborhood." Regina, the next time you come, you get together, then you'll know how crazy you can become. Regina is as crazy as you. No, I think you're crazier than Regina, but Regina is really crazy. All right, so we are going to form a Malayali club. So that's a different thing altogether. So anyone else who wants to join this Malayali club that Regina and Stephen are going to form, please.
No, we'll also welcome Sajid Singh as associate. He's my guru.
Okay. So if Sajid can come, Malar can also join. So we'll initiate Sajid also, right?
Oh, yes. He will be a very good advisor and motivator. Oh, Sajid.
Are you going to say something to him in Punjabi?
No. I wouldn't want to attempt to do that. But I'll just say, "How are you?" But actually, just to say that Sajid conducts courses on fantastic ideas and I think meditation. He's a beautiful character, He's like those days Chartered Bank advertisement, tall, dark, handsome, and gaga, strong.
Even he's not dark, lah.
When he has a full beard, he looks dark.
Because I wanted to tell you, if he's dark, we are black,
Well, but actually, he's a beautiful character. I've not met him because of the pandemic and all. We used to meet at convention. He's really very popular among toastmasters. He has helped many people.
Nice.
And he's based in Kedah. Beautiful guy. So that is why when we are happy and we like to mix around and make people happy, the better people are attracted towards us. And then we find over a period of time they have here. Nice. So for those of you who feel you're not as beautiful or handsome as a person you want to be, like this, there is still consolation. You don't have to be handsome and all. Basic thing, you must be able to smile, pay compliments, and laugh at yourself. I once had an appointment with a company, and the secretary, I was supposed to meet the general manager to do a presentation on a small training. And she said, "Okay, you come to our lobby. You just describe to me how you look. I'll tell our security guard." So I said, "Well, Brad Pitt?" She said, "Yeah, Brad Pitt." I said, "Well, I'm the Indian version of Brad Pitt." So on that day, I went to the counter, and then the security guard was there, and I said, "I'm looking for Miss Susan Yong." and he started to laugh and laugh. He said, Miss Susan Yong, itu yang Brad Pitt sudah sampai. Then she sent me up. But when I went up, Susan Yong was missing. And I kept looking around. Then I saw two girls behind the glass pane laughing and laughing. They say, you are Brad Pitt. Actually, you are Brad Spit. So they had a good laugh. So we have to laugh at ourselves, make fun, never mind. Right. Anything else? You're on the show. Oh. Any other Malayalis, please. Any other Malayalis, please report, because now the Malayali population is getting less.
Okay, I'm just
now the government, the present government says the Malayali population getting less, so they are giving special visa for those from Kerala.
Thank you. We haven't heard of that. All the Malayalis in this group will be happy. So Regina says, what Stephen said about funeral and people is so true. I've encountered that many times. Regina also says, Sat Sri Kal Sarjit Ji. Nate has met you, apparently. Met Stephen in a short course in Brunei. I remember him as a very joyful and lots of amazing energy in the Toastmasters circle. And he also says, learn from him, Q time, how we self-regulate to be joyful within, from someone who don't know how to laugh and bring joy to others. Wow.
I'm going for 2 years. Oh my God, with all these compliments, I can go on for 2 years without compliments and smiles. Thank you.
Yeah, Nate, except that I don't agree that you don't bring joy to other people and don't know how to laugh. Sorry, Nate, don't agree with you. Sarjit has says, lol, thanks for the kind words, bro. I have many Malayali friends too, and that qualifies me to be an associate member of your club. Oh, the other Malayali has actually joined us. Luis Marias is the other Malayali that Regina mentioned. He's also known as Joe. Hi, Luis. If you hadn't joined, they are forming a Malayali club among the people who are here.
Oh, yes. What we'll do, after the MCO and all, we'll organize a small Malayali convention, and the banner will be all in yellow.
Okay, Louis will probably say, let's go to Kerala and do it, but let's stay focused on you before this becomes a full Malayali episode. Okay, so Stephen, tell me, you shared with us how you thought, how you were an introvert and how you came into the city and how you needed to build bridges and build relationship, and how you learn how to do that by interacting with people, by smiling, complimenting people, and finding something right about people. You also shared about how it's important for you to keep your sorrows to yourself and show up in the way the world wants you to show up, because that's what people are attracted to. People are not attracted to negative energy, right? However, you also put it in context that, if someone is willing to walk with you during your dark moments, then those are the people you're okay to share. Otherwise, you will ward away people because of your low energy, right? And you also mentioned, I also asked you about criticism, against you when you look happy, when it seems like your loved ones are going through a difficult time. And you very nicely shared with us, what happened at your mom's funeral. I thought you were going to tell me your love story because you said you got married at 40. I wanted to ask you, how did you get Jolly to marry you, lah?
I will tell you, but don't ask her, okay?
Okay, so, we won't tell her. We won't give her this YouTube link. Okay, tell us.
So when my mother instructed me to get married, word got around, and then somebody located, and then they did outsourced for a while, and somebody recommended my future wife to me. And then I met her father. He was a very strict man, Malayali, and he said, oh, so you are working? I said, yes, I'm working, uncle. You will take care of my wife? I said, yes, uncle. And then he asked about, like who wants to be a millionaire questions, so many questions. Very strict man. I remember when we went to the church and we were about to get married, the priest asked me, do you ask her first, do you take so-and-so to be your lawfully wedded wife, She said, yes. And then he asked me, do you take the lawfully wedded wife? Before I can say yes, her father said he does. I had no choice. So then
Okay.
life went on. Now we have been married 37 years.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. I need to ask Jolly about you,
I
you
don't
know.
ask, don't ask, because my last wedding anniversary, somebody asked her, "Oh, married 36 years. How was it?" She said, "Like a bad dream. Don't ask. I've had enough of him."
Okay, I better get back to my question, Stephen. So tell me, when you look at people who are maybe the opposite of you, serious, don't want to smile, think that life is a whole lot of structure and you need to as adults, people, we think we should stop laughing, stop smiling, be adults, be serious, right? What are the challenges you think these people are experiencing, because you would have converted some of them after they meet you, right?
Yeah.
So what are some challenges you think the serious group of people are facing to smile and to be joyful and to be humorous? What stops us?
I don't know, but I found that in very often it's just that people, many people like to be with themselves, introverts. So
Hmm.
we actually, it wouldn't be fair if we see a person who doesn't want to talk to immediately conclude that he's having financial problem or family problem. It's just that he doesn't like to mix. I go for a walk every morning, the area where we go. And when I meet strangers, I wish them, good morning, selamat pagi, chosan, wanakamaya. Some respond, some don't. But after 3 or 4 times, they respond. And then I slowly talk to them, and I'll ask stupid questions like, going for a walk? Lucky they say yes. Otherwise they say, of course, what do you think, I'm going on space? No. Sometimes we ask stupid questions, yeah? I remember once I went to an office, ground floor in a lift, on a Friday. I was sweating, head shining, shoe shining. I went into the lift. There's this young Malay girl, press the button, and I asked her, going up? She said, of course, going up. Then where else going? So we talk to them slowly, slowly. But most people actually would like to mix around, but they do not know how. And they are afraid to reach out and get and engage in conversation and make friends. So if we reach out, if we are willing to take the risk, if we are the initiators, quite often we'll find they're very good friends. Some of my best friends, I think, around where we stay, are people whom I never knew before, but because I reached out today they, when they go for walks, they look out for me. Where is this fellow? Where is this bota? Oh, he's missing. Oh, so that's how we reach out to them, make friends. People like people. You know the famous song, people, people who love people are the happiest people in the world. So we must love people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a Malaysian, are you going to also sing a Malay song for us?
Oh yeah, I sing Malay song. My favorite song is by Uji Rashid. Di angin ang lalu ku sampaikan pesan padamu, hai Ida. But my favorite song is by Ellie Cat. Andainya kalau aku pergi sebelummu, janganlah engkau cepat kawin lagi.
That's one of my favorite song, and then you changed the lyrics. Well, are you gonna sing it for us properly? So Stephen, thank
No,
you.
a nice guy, David Arbogam. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Thank you very much. I'm just waiting. Do you want to finish this by singing a Malayalam song?
Oh no. I
No.
will be excommunicated by the Malayali community in Kerala.
Hi, Bunny. Bunny says, fantastic voice. You have another fan joining your fan club. Of course, it's another woman. She says she loves your energy. We had Bunny on the show before. She laughs more than me. Right. She's a wonderful. So I don't know whether Bunny is a Malayali. Bunny, if you're a Malayali, put it down now, because they are forming a Malayali club, and I'm an associate member already. Initiated into the space. Right. So tell us, are there some rules that you would remember as a king of humor that we know of, right? Are there? Yeah, you are the king. You are the king for now. Are there things that we need to remember when we're trying to be funny, trying to be humorous? Because you do a lot of things. When I see you on social media, right? You put up jokes, and these jokes are. I love it. I usually laugh. I look forward to reading what you post because you post something that is very ordinary and you find humor within what is ordinary is what I love about the jokes that you share. Not trying to be funny, but trying to find the fun in ordinary moments, right? You seem to do that really well. And the other one that I think you do fantastically. Sorry, Bernie is not a Malayali, but she's a Ceylonese, so we can have a Ceylonese as an associate member.
Oh, that means got dowry.
As long as you can laugh better than Stephen. Oh, Professor Vinita says she loves this. Prof, you need to be like, more specific. You love what? You love Stephen? You love Stephen's humor? Or you love the show? Tell us more specifically. And also tell us whether you're a Malayali. If not, what you are.
My God, this is being converted to a Malayali get-together.
No, I think we are supposed to, in the month of Break the Bias, we seem to be biased towards Malayali. I think that's what is happening. But you're breaking the bias by including the non-Malayalis, all Malaysians into...
Luckily, we have understanding people like Sachin. Otherwise, you say, what is this? Yeah, only Malayali there. What about me?
But he has already appointed himself, and So, and Regina has already said, I can be part of the Malayali Association. So since everybody can be in this Malayali associations with most of these Malayalis that I know, it is an association. So Daryl says, Stephen, you look amazing for 76.
76, yes.
Yeah, Daryl seldom gives compliments to men, okay? So listen, Stephen, you look amazing for 76. Tell us, what is the secret?
Oh.
Is it the laughter and the happiness?
Does he want to date me or something?
I'm not sure. I mean, the last I checked, he wasn't interested in men. So you're the first man I see him interested in. So answer his question to keep his interest going.
Well, Gerard, I'll tell you what, Gerard. Just my humble suggestion is every morning find some reason to smile, enjoy the day, cherish the day, and then when you go out, just be nice to people, whoever they are. Whether they're the garbage collectors or some senior people. It's so sad that in my area, I think you also know, Mala, the garbage collectors who come, they are from Indonesia. And some are from Bangladesh. And people just look at them. And people who walk past, they're very rude, When they pass the garbage lorry, they make... I think that's very rude. In fact, we must go near the garbage lorry and take a deep breath. So to smell the garbage that we are throwing. Yeah. But at least wish them, hey, selamat pagi, apa khabar? No, they feel so good. And once a month, near my house, there is, an Indian restaurant, YS Maju. We give them something. They go and have roti chana. They are human beings. They are children of God. And if we can look at everyone like that, it will be very good. I got this habit whenever I'm driving and I pass a car, I pass somebody, I wave. You know why? For the next 3 days, the person will be wondering, who is that? You should try it, Hi. They say hi. He'll go home and tell the wife, I don't know, there was an Indian guy, Bota fellow, waved to me. It looks familiar. Of course, all Bota looks familiar. I don't know, he waved at me. Okay. Dia tunjuk tangan dia, saya pun tak rasa, tapi nak kenal dia, tapi tak macam nampak muka. Adalah. For about 3-4 weeks, Happiness.
No. You do that to rob people of their sleep for days, if not weeks even.
Sorry?
You rob them of their sleep because they're thinking, who's this guy? Right? Okay, so you have one more in the association. Professor Vinita is also a Malayali.
What else do we need?
I cannot believe this. I don't know whether you know Vijay Kumar Nair. He's one of my ex-colleagues. Very nice guy from Bank Negara in the past. I don't know whether you know him. He's another Malayali. You see, just because I mentioned Malayali, all the Malayalis are joining this show, man.
We must get together and have a drumstick curry, moringa curry.
Okay, I let's see how many more Malayalis join, and so please put in your application because they are starting a Malayali association with Stephen as the president of Laughter. and Sarjit as a member from the
I will
Punjabi.
try and I'll talk to Dr. Mahathir, Tun Mahathir, to be our patron. Yeah, he will agree. He will agree.
I'm not getting there. Let's move on. So tell me, when we try and be like you, right? That means laugh. And by the way, Vijay is also very funny. You know, he when you're around him, you laugh a lot. So Vijay, yeah, it reminds me how you bring joy to the space that you come into. He's amazing. So, all right, now moving on. So you make fun of yourself. You use ordinary moments and look for the fun in it, right? Now I just have a question. So when you make fun of yourself, right? So you always make fun of your hairstyle, your hair, right? Now, how does that sit with you? Are you really accepting of these things and you find it funny and you're okay for people to laugh at it? Or you're actually not okay, but because you know people will make fun or laugh at you, you laugh at yourself first. What's happening in your head when you do that?
I learned somewhere in a book on humor by Ed Kirtland. He writes jokes for Hollywood celebrities. He says humor starts with laughing at self. And when we are able to laugh at ourselves, it makes us more endearing. For example, of course, no hair, or some person might be very short. If he can make fun of himself as a short, some experiences that he had as a short person, people would say, oh, so nice. It draws people closest to us. Our person is overweight. So rather than avoiding friends, avoiding people, avoiding making new contacts because of what we feel we are not so right about us, or we feel inferior, we should reach out to people with who or as we are. And then if we are able to just laugh at ourselves, they will laugh. Then we don't have to worry about anything.
Are you saying when we learn how to laugh at some things that we see as not enough or criticism from the world, when we learn how to laugh, we probably have more self-acceptance of who we are?
Yes. We have to accept ourselves. If we do not accept ourselves, how can we expect others to help? How can we expect others to accept us? We have to accept ourselves. Look in the mirror in the morning and say, this is what I am, this is what I get, I have to go along with it. I would like to be like somebody else, but that's all. Well, so let's go ahead.
Okay. Vijay says, with the mask on, people recognize me from my tummy. So you recognize Vijay bottoms up. That's what he's saying.
Yes. So his tummy is his branding. He should be popular of that.
Yeah, a lot of times when people meet me, they've met me on screen, and when they meet me, they usually are surprised because they look at me and they say, you are really short.
Alert from upgrade to Mac OS.
Right. And one of those things I've learned is that, I'm not short, you are tall. Maybe you want to just get used to that. Okay. So thank you. Sarjit says, Malayali Online Club, Protem President. Oh, Malar. Okay. So he has just given me a new job. Sarjit, I'm yet to meet you. So tell us right quickly, if we want to have an attempt at being funny, being endearing, connecting with people with all the tips that you've actually given us, right? What are some things that you shouldn't do? Sometimes when you are new, humor is new, right? Sometimes we find people who are funny it can be hurtful because it's
No, that's why we avoid, as I said, sex, politics, religion. Then we avoid.
You haven't said it in the show, Stephen. You said that to me. You haven't said it in the show.
Oh, I did not.
No, you didn't. So you were 76 when you were talking to me. That's when you told me. Now you are 26. So tell us something for us not to do.
അത് പറഞ്ഞില്ലയോ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറഞ്ഞോ No, actually, I'm very fortunate. I was telling Mara earlier, and I'm sure honored and emeritus people of emeritus standard like Sajid would agree that when we share humor, we do not touch on Toastmasters guideline like sex, politics, religion. We do not touch. We are not racialist, or we do not bias against male or female. So these, if we can avoid this, it's okay. But we can touch on the surface, like sex. We are not very crude, but we can tell jokes about sex. For example, these two men were sitting in a pub and drinking, and one man asked the other, "Hi, you've been married for 10 years. How's your sex life?" And he said, "Oh, like Christmas." And the other man says, "Wow, like Christmas? You mean you have jingle bells, cake, wine, turkey?" He said, "No, like Christmas, once a year." That is okay. So like politics also, this politician goes to a small town and he said, "I will build a bridge for you." They said, "Son, we don't have a river. Before that, I'll build a bridge." So we go like that, As long as we do not get personal. Because now in Kuala Lumpur, you have some humorists, just before the MCO, they hit on politicians, on certain people. Not good. Because we must remember, not everyone is against someone. So the best is we touch on general topics. Like recently in Malaysia, we have all the change of government. There was this new health minister. He was visiting a hospital, and then the matron was taking him around. And then the matron said, "Yang Berhormat, I would now like you to visit the labor ward." He said, No. Labor ward, you call the labor minister. So, anything else?
No. Okay, so thank you. So before we end with a quick rapid fire is I just ask you a question and you answer it. I want to thank you for humoring us in the last 1 hour. I think I've definitely added on 1 year to my life or to my youth, because I laughed so much just chatting with you. So thank you for saying yes and going through all the anxiety that you went through last night. You said you couldn't sleep, right? And you stood in the rain. Your wife almost, kicked you out of the house because of all that you were feeling so pathetic, right? Now, with all of that, you said yes, and you showed up so well, and you made us laugh, right? Is there anything else you'd like to leave the audiences who are listening in, who are going to join the Malayali Association?
No, Mala, I thank you very much for the opportunity. So nice of you. I thank all the audience for the good compliments. So many nice people. And before I leave, I'd just like to share with you a beautiful joke. Can I?
Can.
So this young boy asked his mother, "Mom, what's the difference between horrible and terrible?" So the mother said, "Son, once we were at the beach and then the waves took your dad out into the sea. That was terrible." Then the boy asked, "But Mom, what's horrible?" "Oh, when the waves brought your dad back."
Regina says, "Thank you so much, Stephen. I really had a few good laughs." Reggie, you have competition, okay? All right. So, Stephen, thank you so much for the joke. Now, Bernie says, "Thank you. Joined a little late, but like mother, it's been a while since I laughed as hard as I have today. God bless." Stephen is what she's saying. Thank you, Bernie. Now, Stephen, we're going to do a quick, what we call rapid fire. So, our series is known as Being Whole, Being Me, right? Elizabeth says, "Thank you. I had a great time listening and laughing." So Elizabeth is one of my serious friends. She only smiles. All right. So you made her laugh. Yes. She's a wonderful dear friend of mine who's not a Malayali. But if I come, she'll also join the club. Stephen, that was terrible. I think she was talking about the joke. Gerald says, "Thank you, Stephen. We must catch up for coffee with Malar." Yes, with or without Malar, you can have coffee, but you just need to be prepared to laugh through. So a lot of people are going to have coffee. So we're going to set up PS Maju as a center for coffee, if not in my office. Yeah, so all those who are nice here today, we'll invite you for coffee with Stephen, right?
And the Malayalis will organize a coach and make a trip to Sungai Petani, because that's where our Mr. Sajid is.
Oh, I almost thought you're associating to meeting my.
No, he's in Kedah. We will go to Kedah and meet him. What is that? We will meet, and then on the way we'll sing Malayali songs and Malayali jokes. Oh yes.
Okay. You don't know Malayali songs to sing, do you?
I know Nyanglang. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So very quickly, right? So when we talk about being whole, being me, finish this sentence. Having fun makes me whole. Finish the sentence.
Having fun makes me whole because it gives me a different concept of living. It brings me nearer to people, and having fun makes me whole because life is made up of engaging with people around you and those who get to know you. And in that way, I believe I will be whole. Plus, I also enjoy wholemeal bread.
Okay, being me, right? Now, being me means being humorous.
Yes.
Okay, continue the sentence.
Being me means being humorous because I believe humor for me can be part of my life and take me far in my relationships with people and develop new friends. So being me, being humorous is, I must put a sticker on my car, so that when the policeman stops the lampu merah awak tak ada berhenti. Tuan, being me, being humorous. Can.
And last one, without humor, the human life is?
Without humor, the human life is blank and not interesting. And it's like a drowning person who's gasping for breath and the water filling his mind. And without humor, wow, when the person dies also, there will be no crying because they never miss that person. I also don't know how to answer. That's why I'm telling you.
For once, you sounded very depressing. It was depressing.
Yes.
So okay, we'll end with before we talk about more depressive stuff. So thank you very much. Sarjit says, thanks, Mother Stephen. Had a great time hacking the hormones. All right. I don't know what he hacked, but you hacked his hormones. Take care and stay blessed. Sarjit, I'm looking forward to really meeting you in person. We haven't even met online. I've been telling him I must meet him. I haven't met him. So,
beautiful character. He is a beautiful character.
I'm sure. I mean, I get that. It's just that we've only met on online workshops. So, Stephen, thank you very, very much for spending the afternoon with us and making us laugh. Any last piece of advice, song, quote that you want to leave us? Give to us before we say goodbye.
All I can say is live to laugh and laugh to live. If there's nothing to laugh, just laugh at yourself, or at least laugh at nothing so that people will think you have something. How is that okay?
Right. Very good. Just laugh, huh? Paranyu. Okay, Professor says, thank you, Mother Stephen. Lovely way to spend Friday. Thank you. You stay safe and we'll meet for whatever coffee soon. Thanks, Stephen. And let's say goodbye to Stephen. And that doesn't mean we say goodbye to our laughter. Thank you, Stephen. So with that, I want to thank everyone who's joined us, and hopefully you had a good laugh. If nothing happens, we know we've increased your energy and your immunity. This is Malar signing off this week. Next week we have, I think, another interesting guest who is going to tell us how to hack finances. Shazna says, I feel amused by today's session. Thank you, Stephen. You made my day. Yes, that nice one, right, Shazna? And yeah, happy birthday to Alia while you are here. So yeah, so let's join me next week. Till then, stay safe. You would see that I'm actually from my home because we sort of missed safety. And we're experiencing a quarantine right now, but so glad that we are still good. So with that, this is Malar signing off till I see you next week, next Friday at 12 with another guest to hack our finances. Take care. See you. Bye.